Jake Paul's California mansion has been raided by the FBI, multiple news organizations report. You can see in this aerial footage agents in uniform outside his home in Calabasas.
You know what's funny about your brother? Your brother talks more shit than anybody else on the planet. They're trying to fucking sue people when people talk. There's people out there saying they're fake fights.
Things are getting chaotic again around Jake Paul, and this time it feels heavier than the usual online noise. The internet is buzzing with new accusations, claiming that some of Jake's biggest fights were allegedly planned in advance, including the massive Netflix showdown with Anthony Joshua.
FBI agents have raided the Southern California home of YouTube star Jake Paul. Federal officials say the search was part of an investigation. Wendy Birch is in Calabasas with what we're learning tonight.
Sky 5 was overhead this morning as federal agents entered Jake Paul's Calabasas home located in this gated community off of Mulholland Highway.
You know, for me, in my opinion, I think it's scripted a little bit because, you know, of the weight difference and, you know, Joshua's a former, you know, champion. And also, you know, he's current, he's active, you know what I mean?
That was not a boxing match. Jake Paul had a very healthy fear for his life while he was in there. He was running away. He was trying to get distance. Then he was trying to step in to win this contest. And then he's trying to get out of the way so that he doesn't get hurt.
To be clear, none of these allegations have been proven, but the rumors spread fast, with certain corners of social media even pushing extreme speculation about possible legal trouble involving Jake and his brother.
You know, our lawyers are actively going after a number of people. One who claims to be a lawyer himself online. I don't remember the name or the handle, but it was something that had like 200,000 likes. And basically this post said there was an agreement for AJ not to knock out Jake, but AJ disregarded the agreement and decided to not get his payday, but knock out Jake Paul. So it's pretty astonishing what people say.
Promoters and boxing officials have already pushed back firmly, reminding everyone that fixing professional fights would bring serious legal consequences, not just online backlash. Still, the real damage right now isn't coming from courts. It's coming from public trust. Skepticism around Jake's legitimacy has reached a new level, worsened by past controversies, including that widely reported FBI raid years ago.
Jake Paul's California mansion has been raided by the FBI, multiple news organizations report. You can see in this aerial footage agents in uniform outside his home in Calabasas.
I get so many people can't speak. Yeah, but it's obviously scripted, isn't it? I'm like, no. One, that's illegal. I mean, this is a professional contest. Two, we would never sign up to anything that's going to make AJ look bad or devalue him, lose rounds, go loads of rounds.
Do you think there's any world in which AJ pulls back, though?
No, absolutely. He couldn't do that as a fighter. He would be incapable of going in there and holding.
Fair or not, the conversation has shifted from whether Jake is improving to whether people can still believe what they're watching. That's dangerous territory for a fighter whose rise depends on attention and credibility. The question now isn't just about one fight or one rumor. It's whether this cloud slows down or completely derails one of the most unusual and heavily discussed runs boxing has ever seen.
Netflix series. You can watch it and you can go, well, I get the gist of it. Why have you got to turn it into 10 episodes? Because I'm dying with boredom after episode.
Are you telling me that Netflix probably emphasised, listen guys, keep this as long as you can?
Anthony Joshua didn't step, irrespective. I sat to all these guys, whether it be Spencer or Paul Smith, talking about the fact that Jake Paul couldn't run, didn't have the footwork to be able to move around the ring and get away from Anthony Joshua. And irrespective of the fact that he proved he can run, I mean, we knew he could run because he's got legs. But the fact of the matter is, Anthony Joshua, as an elite fighter, and all this ring rust cobblers, he's not the Tin Man from The Wizard of Oz. He was fighting against a YouTuber who hasn't got any level about him. So with due respect to the situation, Anthony Joshua didn't throw any meaningful punches. Even the punch that he knocked him out was an arm punch. And you look at the reality and you think to yourself, Anthony Joshua knew what he was in with. He's been broken into America now as a media star alongside being a boxer. Netflix have got some wonderful content, and Jake Paul runs around doing what Jake Paul does. So everybody wins, and only the people that don't win are the people that go, well, look at it. And even the people that think Anthony Joshua is a busted flush now go, well, that proves the point. Well, maybe it gets him a fight against Fabio Wardley, because maybe it lures Fabio Wardley into the thinking that actually I'll have this version of Anthony Joshua, and then the real version of Anthony Joshua emerges. The bottom line is you take nothing.
For a long time, many boxing analysts, former fighters, and even promoters have been side-eyeing Jake Paul well before these latest rumors surfaced. This isn't a sudden pile-on. The skepticism has been building for years. Critics point to patterns that don't sit right. Opponents chosen at the perfect moment when mileage is already there, fights unfolding at an unusually cautious pace, knockdowns arriving late and right on cue, and whispers of contracts with limits that feel more like guardrails than real agreements.
Jake lost to Tommy Fury, and that's the one everyone keeps on. Do you think he's improved much since Tommy Fury?
Yeah, but do I think he's improved enough to be competitive? Unless I close my eyes and Josh is completely shot to bits, no.
Yeah, and so is the potential that Jake Paul, like, I know you keep saying no, I know you're right, but is there a world in which you see Jake Paul
come on, stop.
landing a shot and doing it?
Of course he can land a shot.
No, landing a shot and doing something. No.
As soon as he feels the first jab, he's going to be like, what the f*** have I signed up to?
Yeah, lovely. Well, at least you're on the same page then, mate.
He's just going to touch him the first time. But the first jab, he's going to go, what the f*** was
just
that?
it, mate, yeah.
It's a pair of 10-ounce grandson. Could you imagine when it lands?
10 ounce. That's what we wore. You're a big lump anyway.
A jab with 10-ounce gloves on hurts.
Yeah,
and that first jab lands, and as sharp as AJ will be.
To them, it hasn't looked like the natural chaos of boxing. It's looked calculated, polished, and almost too clean. And that's the issue. Boxing fans are conditioned to accept brutal unpredictability, not choreography. When enough people across the sport start saying the same thing independently, the conversation shifts. It stops sounding like hate and starts feeling like doubt. And once doubt sets in, wins on paper matter less, because fans begin questioning whether the climb was built on grit or carefully controlled circumstances.
Here's a fun fact. If I ever come across you, bum, I'm knocking you dead spark out. I ain't a YouTuber or a man half your size. I am him, the man. You're a classless loser coming off a 15 months knockout defeat to a local lad. Imagine if someone from Morecambe knocked me out. You big bum, useless tosser. Get up, and I can't wait if Jake Paul knocks your spark out, you big bum. Get up.
This is where the conversation moves from internet conspiracy into something more grounded. Listening to this breakdown, I find myself nodding more than rolling my eyes. After all the scripted noise around Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua, this take feels like someone slowing the tape down and watching what actually happened. I agree with the core point. It didn't look rigged. It looked awkward, risky, and uncomfortable, the way real fights often do. Joshua wasn't rushing because he couldn't afford to. One reckless mistake would have lived online forever. Meanwhile, Jake didn't fight like a boxer. He fought like someone trying to survive, circling, clinching, shooting in, killing rhythm, turning the ring into chaos. Was it pretty? No. Was it effective for lasting longer than expected? Absolutely.